Okay. I'm not sure that I remember what's going on in page Pei Gimel. We had just come over we're talking about the bracha of Megillah, and we mentioned the name. We had said the magic word Havaya, Yud Kei Vav Kei. And then if you look at the Havaya that's on this page, I added up the Nekudos, and the Nekudos come to the gematria of 46. 46 is the Milui of Av, and then the letters themselves in 26, 46 and 26 makes the number 72. Now, what this actually means, I'm not sure, because we read that thing yesterday and I just missed a lot of it. But here's what he shows us. He says, from that name develops out 5 chasadim. Now, the chasadim apparently are coming from Chochmah. They're associated with Chochmah because they're all menukad with Chochmah. So im hanikud, if you add these names, there's just 130, these 5 different names here, and you take the nikudim that come along with it, which are kamatzim, you get to the gematria of 450. Now on the other side, you have Hegavuros. And the Hegavuros are, I'm not really sure, this is Malchus, I'm not sure what this is. Hegavuros, I thought it was Alokeinu, but it has a hey at the end. It doesn't work for me. So at any rate, this is the next thing that you see is these 5 Gavuros. So the way that they are menukad, if you add them up, they come to the number 480. We saw that there's 450 and 480. And then he says, with these letters, Yud K Vav K, spelled like this, he says that is a look at the Yesod of Abba. The Yesod of Abba is also known as Shakai. So if you take these things, I'm not sure what this spelling was, but maybe it's when you put the 10, the 450, and the 480 together, you get the gematria of Mordechai HaYehudi. I thought I was going to say Mordechai and Esther. It's Mordechai HaYehudi. Now, let me see. We did Mordechai before. Mordechai is 274. So I didn't do this. I misread it, actually. HaYehudi is 15, 20, 26, 30, 40. It's a gematria of 40. That is apparently 40, 40 and 274. Okay, so, and 3, what is it, 274? 274. 274 and 40 is 284. He says the Shakai plus these letters. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I'm sorry about that. So again, we're looking because some of this needs a lot more explanation. We don't have it. So then we come to this next word. We come to the word Alokeinu. So he says, with that word Alokeinu, he says we're going to see from that a Mab Desag, the Mab Desag. So he's going to show us the Mab Desag. And also he says, and for Nechi, the Neshama, the Ruach, the Ruach. Reading it backwards again, we have the Ruach of the Menorantchi of Neshama. It's those two, but you have a Ruach of a Ruach, so you have to have the Ruach of the Neshama, of the Menorantchi of the Neshama, and then looking at that, you're going to see another Menorantchi is going to be another Ruach. And the names are, here we see this is coming from Bina, associated with the name Sag. And we're going to see this Sag. So this is the Shefa coming from Bina. Now, one thing we know from the other area of Shar Kavanos is that when you have the Vaya, the Pashat, before we get to the Milui, which I'm not sure exactly what it does, but I think, like I said, that it refers to the outer wrapping. He says this is the Milui, this is the 42, that actually has to do with the movement into Atzilus. So this is Atzilus that we're looking at. Next, he says, where is this going out? This is the mob desag. Now we know what a mob is, a move up. It's a moving everything up. But at the same time that we're going downwards, because the chef is coming from up above in the word Baruch. So here we go is the Pashat, the Male, and the Male de Male. Then at the very outside of it, which looks like maybe the Kli type of deal, is just the Milui of the Havaya Desag. Now, next thing he says is, where is this going? So this is going with the Kochov, the Boga, the Chagat, the Ma'u Ben, the Ben, the Zun. Let's read it again. He says it's going to the very top part of the parts of which is called Boga, to the line, that is the left line, which is Lashon Din. So he said, the Kochov, the Boga, this Boga is the left line of the parts of called Chagat, the Chagat. That is the Chagat part of the parts of called Chagat. That's how complicated this is. So we're dealing with Chagat, which is Katniss, the Ma'u Ben, the Ma'u Ben, the Chagat, the Ma'u Ben, the Zun. So we're staying on the left side, and that's where it's coming down. And it's going to go to the Yisod, the Ima, Hamaluvash bo Yisod, the Abba. So it has now, this all light is going into the Yisod of Ima. We understand the Yisod of Ima is the Yisod probably of Yisrael Sabat Tavuna. It's going to be Mashpia into Zer Anpeh. So let's look at he has a little note in the bottom. It says, Yisod the Ima Hamaluvash bo Yisod the Abba. So he says the word Alokeinu, when you say this word in the Matbeah Habracha, Roma's Yisod the Ima, it's a reference to the Yisod of Ima Shehu Kalo B'Milo Havaya Shalafana. So this is talking about when, let's read it again. He says, Amida Alokeinu Romas al Yisod the Ima, this is Rishod the Ima, which has received, Shehu Yachol Kolo, right, is be received, B'Mila Havaya Shalafanav, which is Havaya Alokeinu, is now pouring into the Alokeinu, Shehu Romas al Yisod the Abba, commotion is Boyer Sham, that is explained over there. Last part he says, V'ima shuhu kalo b'milach havaya shalafanav, shuhu romas or yisod, the havaya is a reference to the yisod of Abba, commotion is Boyer Sham, that's explained over there. Let's go to the next one. Now we have the word Alokeinu, and we have brought this shefa down together with this 42. And like I say, I'm not sure exactly what the 42 does. And the purpose of looking at this is to be able to see how deep these brachos go and exactly where they are calling, what they are accomplishing. So then we get to the two words together, Melech Haolam. So he says in this little piece where it says Melech Haolam, he says that this is Zer Anpin, and that Haolam refers to the Nook. So here we're coming and bringing the shefa into Zer Anpin, and we're bringing it also to the Nook. That's what it sounds like. Let's go down below and see what this actually looks like. So we have, this is what we're looking at, are Birurim. So he says these are the four Birurim, the 72s. So the first one is a straight 72, and the second one is a 63 plus 10 letters. That's 73. Then the last one is going to be, and the next one is going to be, let me see, Yud K Vav. And then it has Havaya. What I do with this, Havaya goes along with Ma. And he says this is the Lamed, this is a Makif of Abba. A lot of it doesn't make a lot of sense yet, because I'm trying to think. I made yeah, okay, I did, let's see how it goes. 1 second. Okay, yeah, I missed one. The one which is 72, 71 rather, the last one is Havaya plus the 45, which makes the number 71. So you have 72, 63 plus 10, 73. Then you have 26 plus 45. Okay, got that. Then the last one is the last 72, and how these actually are understood. That's very difficult. Sharepach is a little complicated. So he says you have the revua of the revua of Havaya is also the gematria 72. All of this, he says, is going to go laman for man le'ima. It's going to go upwards to ima. So this is the thing that we're talking about. We have the catalyst for going down in the name Alokeinu, because he shows you there the mob of Pashat Mali Mali the Mali. Over here you have Yud Yud K Vav K, and all of this that we had, these four. This is the Rapach. Laman La'ima, it's going to go upwards. We're going to take it upwards from Man to Ima in the Randchi Shalot together with its lights. Now, it doesn't show the lights on this page. It just shows you the Birurim. Let's go up to the top, try to make our way through this Rashi print. Yochol Alos Mochim V'han the Randchi. So Mochim cover over the Randchi on this Karim La'el. Which Mochim Randchi be talking about? The Chamishi Partzufi Chagat. So here he says that that Chagat is a Partzuf, and within that Partzuf there are 5 other Partzufim. So this is like he goes through the depth of the Partzufim. That's going to be, what was his first word? La'alos. We're going to live all of this up, together with the Birurim of the Kalim, together with the Birurim that we have pulled up. We are pulling this up when we say Melech Haolam. And remember that Melech Haolam in the regular Rashash refers to the Arba Mises based it. That's what happens there. So he says what's now is that we're going to bring all of these Birurim up. Now we know that we could do that by Arba Mises based it, by that Kavanah. So he says, "Im beruria kelim v'chelke oros the rapach," and a portion of the oros of rapach. He threw in the word helke. So he's the rapach. Now this is where it is a repeating theme, but I don't really know why we're dealing with this. He says to the rapach. Maybe it's going to the top of the head. I'm sorry. The rapach, the kach bad habenimi, the benimios. So once again, he's refining this, and he's saying it turns out that in the Panemios, which is the Oro, which has the ability to move up, he said the Panemios. So again, if there's a Panemi to Panemios, then there has to be a Chitzoni to the Panemios, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about in the deep depth. We're bringing this into the deep depth. The Rabbiah, which is all the different hidden worlds that were in Zer Anpin. The Zer Anpin, the Chatzilus, the Rabbiah, and of also all of the rest of Aviyah. Hamis Yaches a mitzvah, which are related to this mitzvah. So he writes in that it's a mitzvah to the Rabbanan Shehi Yaakov and Rachel to call it Partzufim. So he's been using that idea of Yaakov and Rachel as being the same thing as Malchus. So that's okay, but he says at any rate, that's Yaakov and Rachel. Yaakov and Rachel. Im Shorshe Naranchi, with the roots of the lights, Shalom. And why are we bringing all of this up? We're bringing this up, and again, we have the picture of the Rapach down below. He says, why are we bringing this up? Shalom L'Orer Mad Uman. That's why we're doing that. Now, I'm just thinking in the back of my mind, why does he keep bringing me these 42s? But he does. And he says that we're trying to bring this up, mad, to produce mad uman. So bringing it up is man. Bringing it back down is mad. And where is it going to go? It's going to go to the Chabad, the Penimius of Yasas. It's going to go into that new place. It's coming from Zer Anpen and all these Rapach and so on and so forth, and the Oros that he mentioned, but he didn't show us. He said the Chabad, the Penimius, the Yasos. And then he says, V'yasas, the Abba v'imere loyin, that's the yasas we're talking about, V'abba v'imere loyin, l'rich, and it's just going to keep going up and up, V'rich la'atek ad rom hama'alos, until it reaches the top place. So here's a picture of the Rapach he shows us. It doesn't show the Oros. Now, but he writes here at the bottom, V'ata yachol lahotzia gimel salmi amochim. Again, the Tzelem, I think that what we're talking about here is the makif. Well, excuse me, is the surrounding light over the mochim. So he said, "Va'ata yikaveh l'chotzecha gimel salmei hamochim." Together, so that's the Solemn covers over the mochin, and the mochin are covering over, let's say, or maluvash on top of the narantchi. Now this is where go back to this again, where he's talking about kachbad before, and now he says nachi. So the nachi are the higher lights. They're the mochin of the narantchi, the nachi, the ma. My call is gone bad. Up, back again. You're back again, Rebbe. Okay, so I'm not sure. Let's start with on the beginning of the line. I'm not sure where I lost you exactly. So it says Va'ata Yukave. Now, so now that you have brought up in man all of this rapach, and now you're bringing down mad. Even though he said it, he always says it mad uman. He didn't say man umad. So, but that's the way he said it. The purpose of it is to bring down mad. Va'ata Yekavin l'hotzia gimel salmi amochim. So now what we're trying to do is take this gimel salmi amochim. So the gimel salmi amochim, I'm just trying to fit this into my brain. A tselem is composed of a tzadeh, a lamed, and a mem. And we know the lamed and mem refer to the makifim. So you're bringing, so Yekavin l'hotzia gimel salmi amochim. When the Ramtke and all the lights in them, the Nechi de Ma'u Ben, from the top part of the Oros, and the way he treats Ma'am Ben of Ma'u Ben, which is the Shefa that's coming from Abba Ve'ima, V'laham Shichem Derek HaMadregos, and then extending through the paths of the different Madregos. And I didn't really understand if he's talking about going up or going down, but at any rate, that's part of what he's saying here. So here we're at a number Kaf Zion at the bottom. He says when you say the Melech, it refers to Zeranpin. When you say the word Haolam, it refers to the Nook. So exactly what is he doing here? So the Zah and the Nook are the recipients of the Shefa that was brought down to them. Then here we're dealing with Birurim. We're dealing with the Rapach. So he says, like Lavur b'machberet hakodesh shazer anpen nikra b'shem melech afal pish hu ata b'zman shel adormita, even though now he's sleeping. Al shem sheyihich melech la'asid, because he's going to be a melech in the future. V'hanuk malchus nikra b'shem olam, she's called by the name of the word olam, melech ha'olam. Ki olam b'midhui kazeh, you spell the word like this, he says ayin, and he shows you the ayin, then the vav, and then the lamed, and the mem in a midhui form. They come to the minion of the word isha. Okay, I'm just going to leave that. I'm not sure what to do with it. How much more time do we have? Couple of minutes. Okay, now we're another magic word. We came through the words Alokeinu, Melech, Haolam, which normally in the regular, when you see the Matbeah Bracha, there's the falling in terms of what we see it in other places. We see the concept of the Arba Mitzvahs based in. So he says Asher. Now, just the Tamuna that's down below where it says Yud K Vav K wants to make a statement about that Aleph in the middle of it. And then he shows you also the Revuah of the name Alokeinu, which is Gematria 200, he's going to say. So when you say the Yasher, this is what is produced. Now, what does it mean? So he says, if you say Yam Shechim, so all of these things that we've brought, we bring them up, bring it down. So Yam Shechim, the Yesod, the Malchus, the Yasos. So this is what we're bringing them up to, the Yesod and the Malchus, because the Yesod and the Malchus kind of ride together. He said the Yasos, which is the lower end of Bina. Hamaluvashim B'tzalmech Berurim, that now this is a more interesting idea because I don't know what to do with it. He's saying that the Berurim are Oros. So I read it wrong, and it says Hamuluvashim, that are clothed on top of the Tzalmim of the Tzlomim of the Berurim, which to me, I mean, it's just like reading Greek, but I mean, it's what's the Tzalmim of the Berurim? Well, the Berurim are Oros. So together with the Tzlomim, which is mashma the Mochim, I would think, because they cover over the Mochim, but Tzalmei Bebruchim Shalachem Shekavar Alov V'Nisaknu, that are already up above and were rebuilt. So I guess rebuilt what? So to be able to pass the Shefa down. Now exactly what that meant, Tzalmei Berurim, that Shalachem Shekavar Alov. So they go into the Tzlomim, which would be the outside portion of the Berurim, of their Berurim, that have already gone up and they were rebuilt. So that's the part I don't know what he meant by that, because it's just too big so far. So I think that, to bear in mind that what we're doing here is really learning a language. We can only learn it by doing it. So that's what I'm saying. So now a number Kaf Hey comes along, and he says, Gam Asher, the word Asher is Yesod De'ima. That's the word for the Yesod Shabo Nechlolam Nai Shalos, that in the Yesod of Ima there is her Nai. I'm not sure what that means. It means that the Netzachot Yesod pour into the Yesod of Ima, or that inside of the Yesod of Ima are also an additional, the Yesod of Ima is 10 spheros. So there's a Nai in there. So I'm not sure what the significance of that is, but the Nai is at the bottom. So he says this Nai, which is inside of the Yesod of Ima, Harumazim of Bashin, the Asher, is a reference. You can take the letters apart here. Is a rebus to the Shin, the Asher. Then he said, V'yakavin lahamtik ribua Alokeinu. So now your kavana is you're going to sweeten the rivua of Elokim, which is a gematria of Resh, which is another letter of in the Asher. The Asher. He said ba'alef the Asher. Shuhu aleph the Sag, which is what? What aleph are you using to sweeten the rivua of Elokim? You're using the aleph that comes from the name Sag. The Das, the Ima. This Sag is in the Das of the Sag of the Das of Ima, which once again he's making the Das of Ima into a partsif that has Mochin, and this Moach, which Sag goes along with Ima, the Misham Nitna Leah, and from there it's given to Leah. I have no idea why we're dealing with Leah, but we are. Leah is up at the top.
Okay.
Yeah.